There is nothing better than traveling, getting to know other places, other cultures, and my point of view. I know people who travel abroad and didn't even think about visiting some of the sites in the city they were in. I have already visited more than half of Europe and the United States, as well as Argentina and Paraguay, when I visited Foz do Iguaçu, Paraná. On vacation from work, I used to drag my wife and two children to see a country. In reality, Drag was just the oldest, because he didn't like to travel much. Today, I am over 60 years old, and I should only travel when the pandemic is over. For sure, there will be just the two of us, my wife and I, because the two children have grown up and it is difficult to drag them tied together. Take it easy, I am just kidding. But it was at the turn of the year from 2010 to 2011 that something unexpected happened. At that time, we were scheduled to travel to Greece and then Italy. I was always looking for cheaper flights because that way we could spend more money on other things. And that's how we did the biggest airport tour on the way. We left our city, Belo Horizonte, and flew to São Paulo capital. From there, we took a taxi and went to Guarulhos Airport in the state of São Paulo. The plane left for Malpensa Airport in Milan, Italy, and from there, when we arrived, we took a bus to Linate Airport, also in Milan. We arrived late, but the employee managed to fit us on the next flight to Rome. We barely arrived and caught the flight to Athens. Finally. No, don't think going through 7 airports was unexpected. This we already expected. What we didn't count on was yet to come. After breakfast at the hotel, and already in a rented car, we went for a walk through the Morea, which is the region of Greece called so because it looks like a mulberry leaf. We know many cities, Corinth, Epidaurus, Napoli, among the others. But it was when we were back in Athens, near Cape Sunius, that this unexpected happened. First, I need to tell you that I had a rather vague habit. Wherever I traveled, I used to collect some earth and water from the place and put it all in a small bottle, leaving space to store the local air and seal it with the label Earth, Water and Air, bottled since year of travel with the name of the place. And it was while doing that, in the vicinity of the temple of Poseidon, that I came across something very strange. A different material, similar to plastic, gleamed from under a large rock. I couldn't get it out, even pulling very hard. With a small stick, I began to dig, and after a long time, I managed to pull it off. It looked like a small book written by hand, but with symbols I didn't know, even though I studied different alphabets. The material of the booklet was also unknown to me and appeared to be some sort of plastic. But what kind of plastic would allow it to receive paint and not to fade over time? Or was the paint used something special? Some people were watching me from afar, so I decided to leave carrying my little relic. Arriving at the hotel, I went to take a shower while my children curiously investigated the small artifact. When I got out of the shower, the two came eagerly to tell me that one of the pages was detached from the little book, which I immediately went to check. It was a sheet of the same material, but it didn't seem to be part of the set. I could see then that it was a table relating each unknown symbol with the Greek alphabet. With the little Greek knowledge I had and the help of the internet, I was able to deduce something at first. It felt like the narrator wanted to tell his story, his life from Atlantean. That could be true. I need to translate everything to really know what it was about. But we were on a trip and the little book would have to wait a little longer before being studied. When we returned home, I spent days and days marveling at the adventures experienced by the author until I managed to finish it, even though I hadn't reached the end of his adventures. So I decided to recount his fantastic feat under the same title he used, the Saga of the Last Atlantean. For this reason, I chose to call this chapter -1 because the following chapter, chapter 0, is by the Atlantean author. That story effectively begins in chapter 1. It's real madness what you see. A story that will explain the reason for many things that we could not understand for a long time. Everything will make sense from now